YouTube, what's going on? What's up, subscribers? And what's up, weirdos? It's White Boy Lockdown Radio back with another one. So this video here, man, it's the first time I saw somebody get poked up in the chain gang. If you watch that bad day video that I made, I was slamming a soup on the ground. You know, I say it's 50 cents, less than 50 cents for a soup, which it is. You know, some people go to war for that, which they do. A ramen soup, even, $5, $1. Out here in the real world, what is that? It's nothing. You know, you can have somebody in your car and $1 comes up missing or some change. You know it was there. And now all of a sudden it's gone. Like the shit just got up and walked away. Depending on your situation, I guess, is how you'll check the person in your car, whoever it was. You know what I mean? Me personally, I'm probably gonna clown about it, joke about it, let them know that I know that they took it. But I'm not gonna take it to no type of level. I'll buy that person for the $1. For the 75 cents they took, whatever it is, just let them know that you're on beat about the situation. And the chain gang is different. You can't do that. You can't joke. You can't slide about even 50 cents. So that's why I say you'll go to war for it. The things that you'll bump about, if you have to go, if you have to experience, or if you've been in there, you know what I'm talking about. The things that you'll bump behind, the things that you'll stand up behind. Bottom line is principle. It's principle at the end of the day. But you really wouldn't do it on the street. At least I wouldn't. It's just a different world. It's a different world, a different time. And just like you'll fight over a soup, can of soda, a packet of fish, coffee, a honey bun, all that shit. It's the same level when it comes to violence, you know. This story right here, with when the guy got poked up, the principle was different. It wasn't over a soup. It wasn't over a honey bun. It was over, I guess the principle was placing someone in business they shouldn't have been in. The two people in the story, I'm going to speak on a dude named Sel, who at the time when I was in chain gang, was the head of the Cutthroats. Cutthroats is I guess I could say a home team gang, but not really. In Florida, well, in Jacksonville, it's not a prison gang. It's a gang. They do shit on the streets. It's no secret. They're pretty big in Jacksonville. In the chain gang, they're pretty deep, depending on where you go in Florida. You know, Miami, Key West, way down south, you're far from Jacksonville, but that doesn't mean they're not going to be there. You never know where they're going to float you or send you. So there was a head. The head's name was Sel in this story right here. I was all right with Sel. Kind of befriended the dude. He was a black dude. He had a lot of time. He conducted himself in an all right manner. For being a head of an organization, I can't say he was an ignorant dude. I can't say, I'm not gonna sit here and blast the dude. To be honest, he ran his set, pretty structured, man. Countless times I've seen him. He used to time his test of hearts. And the test of hearts were weird. It wasn't just an initiation thing. Countless times I've seen him test his own brothers that they've already got the test of heart, but he would make his brothers just refresh their hands out of nowhere. Be in the dorm and he'd have a stopwatch. He used to have a big old stopwatch. He'd go, and he put, he'd time it. They bump, just hands, no grabbing. It was a kind of a structured thing, man. I never seen any other gang really do that. And the dude was all right. He came to me for ab workout. He always wanted to know how I got a 6-pack. So I gave him a little routine. Whenever anyone would come up to me when I was in prison and they wanted any workout advice or they wanted to know what to do, I'd make them run it with me. Listen, man, you want abs? Come do the workout with me. It was like something that I would do just to test them. Nobody could ever hang. I said it before in a different video. The shit that I was doing in there was insanity. I had nothing but time. High intensity interval training, katana, jogging, running, sprints, everything at a maximum level. It's insane. There was a reason why I had single digit body fat and all that. I got out. I still kill it. I'm about to work out after this video. But the cardio game, not that I'm slacking. I don't have all the time like I used to. And I like the extra weight. I always enjoy being the bulk dude. But in there, I just took it to the extreme. But Cell came to me, man. He wanted to get abs. He had an ass load of time left. I didn't really understand it. But, he came close to finishing some workouts. I did make him tap, but hey, he was sticking with it, man, and we became all right with that mutual. He had a shitload of time. I can't say I liked all his brothers. I liked the way he ran shit. He kept it real structured. There wasn't really no stealing from them dudes. He would hold them accountable. This and that. Just to give you a little background about Cell. At the time of this story, I used to sleep in the back of an open bay dorm. All right. There's a few rows of bunk. I said it before. I forget which video. There's an open bay bunk. If for anyone who's been in, you know what I'm talking about. For anybody who hasn't been in, try to explain this. It's a big square. It's a big square of bunk beds. All right. You're gonna have an outline of bunk beds, top and bottom, going around the dorm, and in the middle of that, going both ways, you're gonna have single bunks. In this dorm was the dorm. I was towards the back. Cell was in back of me to the right, the last row before the bunk beds. And there was a dude named Unk. Everybody no matter where you go, you're gonna find Pops, Unk, OG. It's an older dude. It's an older black dude. That's all it is. There's a million different nicknames for him, and you're always gonna find him. You know what I mean? But this dude, Unk, he's been in and out of prison a few times. And at some point in one of his bids, I guess he was a folk nation, whatever they're called. Okay. Him and Cell got into an argument about a symbol that Cutthroat was representing. Old nipples hanging out. Cutthroats, they had their own set. Okay, they're out of Jacksonville, but if I remember right, and somebody in the comments, you can correct me, Cutthroats kind of branched off from folk or GD or whatever it is, and I don't know if I'm even saying this right by branched off, but at some point they were kind of sanctioned something. Okay, what the something is, I can't tell you because I'm not in either one of those things. But I'm telling you this because there was a symbol that the Cutthroats used. It was a fork. Okay, and Folk or GD, whatever it was that sanctioned or gave this clique, you know, the permission and the grounds to kind of use their structure. Totally different, but some things were the same. It's how the stuff works. It's the same as like there's a clique called NPR, Money, Power, and Respect. It's like a Tampa thing, and they're out of Tampa. They're like their own thing, but at the same time they'll ride with the Bloods. All right. You know, it's just how it is. You know, I never understood the politics with gangs. I never understood it. For example, you know, a Crip and a Blood, they could be, and it's common sense. They beef on the street, but these people, they don't tie flags really, but it's a common mutual thing where they're not going to go to war with each other in prison because they're all housed together. Not to say that something can't pop off in the prison with the Bloods and the Crips, but they don't go to prison looking for it versus the street. It's just the politics. Listen, I don't make it up. Same as Latin King and a Blood. Okay, I don't know what type of relationship they have on the street, but I could tell you in the places I've been, they're cousins. I don't make the politics, like I said. All right. So back to the story. Something got sanctioned or some symbol or something happened, all right, with either Folk or GD or whatever it was, and the Cutthroats. The dude Unk, in one of his bids, was banging GD or Folk, one of the two. All right, you have Cell, who's the head cutthroat at the time. They were arguing like crazy in the corner. Just loud arguing. You know, Cell, he's 26 years old. Unk is 40-something. Loud arguing to where you may feel there's tension, where you're going to kind of look, keep your eyes open, but it never escalated to a fight, you know. And there was also another one of Cell's brothers in the argument. It went on for a couple hours, and it was at Master Count. You know, right after Master Count. Master Count, no matter where you go, is a pretty serious thing in Florida DOC, and I would imagine everywhere. But in Florida, you know, those COs take their count serious, especially Master Count. You know, there ain't no talking. It's going to be quiet, and I will probably say 80% of the time, if there's pressure in the dorm, Master Count is where it's going to go down at. It's very simple. It's very simple. You know, you have only a few COs in the booth, and they have to physically look at your ID card and listen to you read off your DOC number throughout the whole dorm. They're going to talk some shit before they do it. They're going to talk some shit after they do it. And then they're going to go to the other side and do it. So that whole process is going to take, you know, 10 minutes or so. So as soon as they get done, hey, you know, you guys need to be quiet, and you're not going to have the TV, and this dorm is dirty as shit, and I'll tell you what, you ain't going to canteen tomorrow, and all this, you better keep it down, tired of it, and we'll pass out mail if it calms down. After they give you that whole spiel, which they're going to exaggerate it and Hollywood it, the point of it is, you know, that whole speech, then they're going to do the count. And they're not going to go out quietly. They're going to talk some more shit after they count the whole dorm. The whole meaning of this is they're doing that to both sides of the building. So they do all that on this side, they go on that side, you got 10 minutes of free time. Because no matter where you go, you're going to have one officer in the dorm with you, and there's one officer on the glass, just like this, watching the other one talk shit. So when they go to the other side, the dude's completely turned around looking that way. He's looking for people to talk, give CCs out, DRs, talk shit to. It's like anywhere you go, it's the same instance. But that's just Master Count. It always happens. So this argument was taking place after they came in and talked shit, after they read the numbers and blah 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 blah. They came out. Everybody could hear it. Everybody could hear it. Talking shit. You know, nothing happened. Lights go out. Thought it was a dead issue. Pancakes come in the morning. You know, I wasn't a big breakfast dude in the chain gang, but I would always, pancake tray was real skimpy. You get 2 pancakes and some syrup and a little slot of oatmeal. That's it. If you're waking up for that, and by the time you walk there and eat the 2 pancakes and a little bit of syrup, you're gonna burn the whole meal by the time you walk back. I mean, that's how small it is. So I would buy them up. It wasn't the healthiest meal on the tray, absolutely not. But shit, you know, I would go stack up on oatmeals. I'd have a bunch of pancakes. I'd buy them up. I always like pancakes. You know what I mean? So it was one thing that I like to buy up besides the chicken. It's hard to buy food in the chow hall because they're stalking you, they're watching, they don't want you switching food, so you got to be real slick about it. And you can have a dude in back of you who you bought the tray from, you know what I mean? He's got to sit at the same table as you. If he doesn't sit at the same table and he owes you that tray, there's 4 to a table, you got to somehow, he could be right behind you or right in front of you in the line, you grab your tray, you have to count out the seats. You have to do it real slick. And if there's more than one person that you're with, it's got to be real slick. Because if 3 people owe you a tray, you'd have to literally get a table and land with those 3 people. So it's like a friggin' a game to outsmart the police. You're in line, you know, looking at who's getting seated, looking at the spots. You're like, oh shit, fall back one. It's complicated. But when you buy the tray, you better figure it out quick. There's not really no refunds in that motherfucker. So, needless to say, Pancake Day came and I had about 2 trays bought. So, the dude lands behind me. I'm eating my tray. I'm eating another person that bought it. So, as soon as I scarf my food down, the police ain't looking. I slide on my empty. I take his full. He can get up and leave. Debt paid. So I smash mine, I smash dude that I bought it, and I gotta finagle the guy that's behind me on this table. You know, it's not easy as just doing it right quick. There's COs everywhere looking. You gotta pull a stunt. You know, get up and get some juice. He can jump in that seat. You gotta do it real slick. So who you buy your food off is real important. You don't want these dudes pulling junkie stunts on you over pancakes. Because then we're back to the soup thing that I was talking about. But anyway, I wasn't dealing with people like that. I got the trays. But the meat and potatoes it wasn't simple to do it, especially with 2 trays. I had to waste time, and finally I got the second tray. You jump in line after you eat, depending where you're at. Some camps will let you just walk back, especially if you're the last dorm or so, but not here. After the whole dorm ate, if you're a fast eater and you're the first one out there, you're going to get aggravated because you're waiting on all these dudes to finish. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, that shit gets old too every day. Waking up early, there's always the dude that's just eating like a turtle. Come on, bro, we want to go back to sleep. But, hey, it's prison. Don't go. So, I get the trays. Needless to say, I'm like the last person out the chow hall. I slide the tray in there to the dish dude. I'm running out. And I got a few dudes ahead of me, and there's Cell, his brother, in front of me. We're walking back to the dorm. You know, I'm on point about my pancakes. I'm counting the seats and all this because that's food that's owed to me. I bought it. I'm going to be on point. But I didn't have any coffee. You know, it's just another day in there. It's literally, you wake up. It goes the same for everybody. You wake up, you get your tray, you go there, you eat, you come back, and you could sleep a little bit. You can kind of sleep all right because you have something in your stomach. All right, you always have the weirdo guys. I never could understand that would come back from chow hall and put the news on because they wanted to watch traffic and the weather for the day. Not me. I'm going to sleep because guess what? There's no traffic I have to worry about for a couple of years. But there's those guys every single day. They want to know what's going on with the traffic and this and that. And that's also another issue because you'll end up bashing somebody's head in because they got the volume all the way on 60 and you're in the first bunk. It never stops. But anyway, back to the story. I'm walking back to chow. I didn't have any coffee. I plan on going right back to sleep. So I'm not high alert. I don't have any tension. I don't have any beef. There's no sense for me I don't have to look over my back. I'm just kind of like full, I guess, from the trays, and I'm just mobbing back to the norm. You know, nothing was supposed to happen. There's a blind spot if you watch TV Room. I speak about this blind spot in that video. This is a very popular blind spot no matter where you go. It always has been and it always will. Each dorm is a building with, there's always going to be two doors. There's a split in the building. That's one dorm, there's another dorm. But there's a wall to that dorm. Depending on what side of the dorm you're at, there's going to be a blind spot. Unless the police physically walk around and watch you enter, it's kind of open sesame. I'm walking around the building, and there goes Cell. Poked the shit out of Unc. Poked him. Now I walked, like I said, I'm sleepy, I'm snoozy. I look in front of me, and I'm like, oh shit. Probably put about 9 in him. I literally had to step over the dude. And as soon as I did that, I was like, oh, fuck. Shouldn't have done that. I go to my bunk. Something about me is like unsettled. Again, I'm all right with the dude. He comes over to my bunk. He's like, Matt, you straight? I'm like, yeah, I'm straight. He's like, no, man, you straight? I'm like, look, man, I ain't see shit. I'm straight. He's like, all right, then, man, all right. He gave me a dap, and he went about his business. I guess he was just kind of seeing where my head was at. But at that point, the violence level in that shit is so insane. It's just a different world, man, if you ain't been in there. That was literally over, from my understanding, it was over the fork. Again, I don't know the meaning of it. I don't know what the star means. I don't know. When I was in there, I kept up with what I had to know. If I'm not in something, I'm not trying to learn every meaning. If I'm not in it, it's not even for me to know. So maybe that's it too, but I do know that it was over a fork because I got the lowdown after it, and I realized that it carried over from the night before. But the meaning of the story is, the dude, he's arguing, thinking back on it, the dude, he may have been right about the situation, but being that he's arguing with the head on that compound about the meaning, I think he belittled or he made Cell look like he had less knowledge about his own gang. Again, that's just my guess on it. But it just goes to show you, got poked up for that. He survived, but they got him up out of there. Never seen Unc again. The dude was an older dude, man. He didn't give nobody no problems, but that's that gang stuff, man. You gotta be careful, man. You go to chain gangs, stay away from them gangs. It's what I try to put on this channel, man. I try to, keep people up out of there through my experiences. as my time went on, the knife, the poke, the slice, you see it, and it's almost like you get. It's sickening because you get cold-hearted. You through time you see it so much, and you know to mind your business. It's disheartening in a sense. It'll desensitize you to the fullest. It's not somewhere to go, you know. And the reason I'm dropping this video, I had a good friend of mine who passed a few weeks ago, and before that, I had another mutual friend die, and someone called me telling me about it. And you know, I wasn't all I was upset, don't get me wrong, but I guess the emotion in my voice and me changing the subject fast, somebody questioned me. They're like, man, like, they're almost like, that's all you have, you know. It's, what can you say? You know, I've lived with that. I've seen it so much, man. It's just something that comes and goes, you know, unless it's family or somebody super close. Like I said, you get desensitized. Chain gang, man, you guys got to stay out of that shit. Definitely stay out of the chain gang. That shit is for the birds. You know, live life out here. Gotta live life. You could do, you know, when you really break it down, you could take anybody's sentence. You know, you could have a VOP, somebody that had probation for maybe getting caught with drugs, or maybe somebody was burglarized something. You know, and you get, let's just use a year and a day. You go in there for a year and a day, especially for like a VOP or something like that. You know, that's 10 months in a day with game time. That's 10 months in a day. If you were working a minimum wage job for 10 months in a day, and you saved everything you made out of that for 10 months, versus prison, where you're making $0.00, and you got to be around that type of shit. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. And that's just a minimum wage job, and that's just a year and a day. You know, you got to stay smart out here, man, and stay safe. You know, you got to break it down. You got to see through it. You got to look through things. You know what I mean? But that's the first time I seen somebody get poked up, and it got worse. I seen a lot of shit in there. Well, I'm not gonna say it. That's gonna be another video. But I guess the stabbings, the pokings got worse as it went. You know, they're real fast. It's not like the movies. The only thing I remember out of Unk is him holding one of them and falling down. You know, it wasn't that much of screaming. It was more shock. And I literally stepped over the dude, you know, and just kept walking. Went right to my bunk. You know, it's the shit you got to deal with. But hey, man, this is White Boy Lockdown Radio. You got to stay out of the chain game, man. Stay up, stay safe, and stay solid, man. Until next time.